everybody, and welcome to the episode 8.
10. You're going
Oh
backwards.
my no!
You're losing
Oh, I was
episodes.
so good. I was only out by one for so long.
Oh, yeah.
How did we? Did I miss like 2 episodes? Oh my
Yeah, I don't
goodness!
know. You nailed 7 and 8, and then you flopped on 9,
Oh
and then now you
really?
flopped on
Oh
10.
my
Yeah.
god! Wait. Did we record last week? I can't.
We
Oh,
did.
didn't we
We did.
record recently at a weird time?
Nope.
Didn't we record and then release earlier?
That
Okay.
was a couple weeks ago, but that was still, we recorded at our normal time. We just released it early.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. But yeah,
Cool. Cool.
nobody's,
Cool.
we
Yeah,
don't
it's
have
just me and
our
Kate today.
regular
Just gonna be
guest.
the chill.
Yeah.
Don't have our guests. Yeah. They're gonna be. Well, Colton's gotta recite some poetry for us at some point about how
Yeah,
we're all
that's kind of why
great.
he's avoiding us.
So yeah, and then Kari's got a demerit here, I guess. Oh wait, he did say it was
No,
late.
he
I
yeah.
mean,
Kari's in the
there's
clear.
late, then there's half an hour late.
Yeah, that's
He'll
true.
probably show
That's
up
true.
soon. I
But
was expecting
Colton
like 5 or 10 minutes.
was talking to us in our group chat like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's kind of impressive.
It is. It
Oh,
is.
for a second I was like, I hope he get hit by a car, as in to like justify. Then I was like, I hope he doesn't get hit by a car. Then we'd have to record a podcast from the hospital. Oh, that would be funny actually. If we like recorded, we should do if Colton gets hit by a car, we need to do a video podcast from his hospital bed,
That'd be fun.
like his
That'd be fun.
bedside, and we'll be like, "Isn't it nice here?"
Yeah, aren't you glad you're not in an airport?
As we like turn off his morphine and just poke his fucking legs or
Oh
whatever
no.
that are broken. Aren't you having fun?
Yeah. He loves
That
his
would be funny.
hospitals.
Anyways,
Yeah,
well,
you're stuck with us today.
yeah, just the two. I was gonna say two OGs, but that's not true. I
There's
don't.
the
Was
three
Colton?
OGs. Colton
You got
was
me,
the
you, and
add-in.
Corey.
It was me, you, and Kari.
And
That's what
Colton was
did
off
it.
doing like he went back to school for
He
writing or
was
some shit.
screenwriting or something. Yeah.
Oh God.
Well,
Oh, that's very funny, by the way, especially with AI and what's going on now. Like, I
I don't know
love
if
the
he
fact
finished
that
it.
yeah, but I love the fact his parents was like, "You need a real job, go do writing."
Oh, I don't think that was his parents. To be fair, I think that was
Oh,
Colton.
really? I thought it was his parents
No,
being
that
like,
was
"You need a
definitely a
real job."
Colton thing. You're kidding me?
Oh,
Colton.
really?
Instead of short films.
I don't. Yeah, but who thinks writing's a real job?
I mean,
Anyways, you want to talk about the strike?
yeah.
Well, just I mean, we could talk a little bit about the Actors Guild, SAG. It sounds like I think it's SAG, right? SAG after. I'm
I
not
think so.
sure.
That sounds right.
They're all sounds
Screen
like they're
Actors
also going
Guild.
to strike.
Yeah, boy.
Sounds like they're going to strike too, which is good. Which is good because maybe that starts the dominant because they kind of definitely need actors. It's kind of a
Yeah.
big deal, even if you're like in reality TV, so you don't need writers. If you have anyone in that reality TV that wants to maybe eventually act, they can't film because then they'll be viewed as like scabbing and stuff. So
Right.
it's very bad unless they want to just give up and only do reality TV. And the film industry loves it when you scab on each other. That's always super fun, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, enough about the strike, which probably won't do anything for another couple months. But whatever. I was playing some video games. I was playing some fun video games. I've been like spamming Vermintide with a friend,
Vermintide
which
or
has been
Darktide?
Vermintide 2,
Darktide.
and then we've transitioned into Darktide, but we're still playing like a lot of Vermintide 2. Last 2 weeks, I've played 50 hours of Vermintide 2,
Oh my god.
and Darktide, I've played another like 20. So,
Good lord.
playing a lot of those games. They
Jesus.
are both stellar. Darktide's pretty awful, but the theme is fun. It's very funny. That game is still bad, and we're trying to like figure out like they've made some like since the like Darktide had a very rough launch, like
I had fun
technically
with
and
it.
gameplay wise.
We
It was
played it
fun,
once
but
or
it's
twice.
like if you go from playing Vermintide 2
Hmm.
to Darktide, you realize how many systems are just awful in Darktide, like the gear and the crafting,
Mm. Yeah, I
like
guess
in
I
the
don't
in-game
play
stuff.
them enough to
Yeah, you
notice
didn't get
that.
into any of that stuff. The stuff that you got into, I mean, one, you're running on a very expensive card on a very nice rig, so you probably didn't have performance issues. But like the stuff that we did and you did, awesome. That stuff's all great. Like that stuff's oodles of fun. Like it's very thematically cool. It's very 40K. It's very grimdark. Yeah, no, it's stellar. Like all that stuff's good. It's just all the other systems that keep people playing from like once you get past that kind of like 20-hour mark, right?
Mm.
Which I don't think, like the gearing, it's blah 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 blah. Especially compared to Vermintide, because Vermintide's gearing's so fun. You can gear like so quickly to get to really good gear, but then to get to perfect gear, which is only a small stat increase, takes like a long time. So like the grind for really hardcore players is there, but if you just want to, have funs with your buddies on like a high difficulty, it's not like 50 hours of grinding just to get there.
Right.
Where Dark Tide has a big problem with that right now. Dark Tide's got lots of issues, but it's still super fun. But we were trying to figure out like why haven't they haven't announced the DLC, they haven't done any major overhaul patches, they haven't fixed the huge, and we were trying to figure it out. Right, it's the same dev. We're
When did
trying
it
to
come
figure
out?
this out. 6 months ago, I think
6 months. Yeah.
6 7 months. Oh no, November
Oh,
last
wow.
year. Oh yeah, so it's been like 8 months, 8 or 9 months. So anyways, we couldn't figure it out, right? And then we looked at Vermintide's 2 launch, which was similar, nowhere near as bad, but similar issues. And Vermintide also had this weird, like 6 to 8 months period of nothing. They're working on the Xbox version right now. That's what they're doing.
Isn't it?
So they're all fucking busy with that because that's
Is
going
it?
to come out
I thought
soon.
it was out on consoles. Maybe I'm wrong.
No,
Yes, I'm wrong.
I don't think so. Yeah, it's not. So they're trying to launch the Xbox version. That's what is happening. It's funny they did that with Vermintide 2, and then as soon as like they launched the Xbox version, then they pretty much dropped support for it within a few months.
Oh,
So
interesting.
like they're very cash grabby and awful. But I think like once the game gets past its launches, they feel like they hand off to a different team, which is like retention and keeping people happy. Because
Right.
Vermintide 2 came out fucking
A long time ago, right?
2018.
Mm.
Just, I mean, I guess that's like 5 years ago. And they still do updates. Like to this year, there was just a big free DLC, like 3 big levels that were super fun. They did the roguelike mode that's super fun to play. And then Sienna, one of the characters, is getting her 4th class sometime later this year, which is super exciting. Sometime in the next couple months. So
Well,
yeah, there's like yeah.
well, hopefully they're just being quiet about it. Maybe it'll.
No, they're working on the Xbox version 100%. It's the same thing that happened with Verm 2. Like, once the Xbox version comes out, we'll probably have some announcements of DLC and stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, they're just being quiet about it. I'm stopping giving companies maybe they're just being quiet about it because I've said that, like, stuff like that about so many games, and not a single one of them has been true in the last, like, 3 years. Like, if they have something good to say, they say it. Otherwise, they keep their fucking mouths shut.
Mm.
Which makes sense. So Dark Tide, don't buy it. Wait,
Is it on Games
4 years.
Pass? No.
I think it might be. They had a
It's fun.
crossplay recently. It's fun. If you want to play a game
Okay.
for 3 hours, sure. If you want like something grindy, or not something grindy, something with gear and depth and actual like mechanics beyond haha zombie, go play Vermintide 2. That game's good.
Mm.
You can probably buy it for like $6 on sale. It's a great game.
Yeah, we played a lot of that. That was like our game for a bit there. When I
We played
first
a
got
fair
into
bit. Yeah, I
gaming.
think we should play it again. I think it's fun.
So,
Look who
anyways,
it is.
um,
Thanks, Curry.
I'm not a
You
big
don't
fan of
just
the latest games that are coming out, honestly. I feel like it's getting too saturated with a lot of 3D RPGs. I think we need some more 2D
That
side
was
scrolling
incredible.
I'm
That
just
was absolutely
platformers.
incredible, Kari. That was the smoothest thing. That was incredible. I'm ruining it. That was amazing. I can't tell if you did that to be smooth or to try and gaslight us as if you've been here for 30 minutes. Anyways, welcome to the podcast, Kari.
okay.
We were just bitching. I was bitching about Dark Tide.
Mm.
But recently, I'm happy you're here because this is a
Oh yeah,
topic
yeah.
that
You're gonna be excited about this, Trey.
yeah.
I'm
Okay.
proud.
Recently, I want. Well, don't. Okay, not that much. I haven't actually started yet, but I kind of want to start. Okay, Vampire Survivors, Kari?
Oh, you're trying to make that? Oh,
Yes.
I see
There's
Cage
another
Link.
game that came out called Halls of Torment, and like playing both of them, I'm like, one, I really like this style of game. I think it's super fun, and two, I feel like the building blocks are so fucking simple. and I'm like, I feel
Yeah.
like I could see building this.
Yeah.
For people that don't know, they're like arena battlers, not arena battlers. Well, they're like arena survivors with low roguelike elements. You go in and you pick like perks that stack, and like every time you level up, you get like plus 10 crit or plus 10 attack speed or whatever, or like a new weapon or whatever. And it stacks, and you can build crazy builds. And then when you either finish level or die, it resets you back to zero, but usually you carry over some gold or something. Like Halls of Torment, there's also like itemization, which is kind of cool. And in between, you can level up, so next time you go in, you're a little bit more powerful, you know. And like in Vampire Survivals, that little bit of power turns into absolute ridiculousness, with like their arcana and card systems and their permanent upgrade systems and all the stat bonuses systems and some of the characters. Yeah, that is one of. If you have not bought the Vampire Survivors, it's now really expensive at $4.99.
Oh,
Very
wow.
expensive game. I bought it when it was $2.50. It is easily. I have 62 hours in it.
Oh my god.
You have it
And I'm
on
planning
your
on putting
phone as
another like
well?
50. I don't have it on my phone because I really like it on my PC. I don't play games on my phone ever, ever. But anyways, I'm a huge I'm a huge fan of the dev. And oh, they have trading cards now. They also have a co-op
Very
mode
good.
that I want to play with you guys. It's going to require some
Vampire
jank.
Survivors?
They're adding it. It's like a couch
Really?
co-op mode, so it's not like a good multiplayer co-op, but with like the
It's
stream
like
in-home
Steam.
streaming or whatever, you can
Steam.
do.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So,
It'll be fun.
I'm down to try that,
Yeah, Kellen, you should make
um,
yours 4-player co-op.
yeah.
I'm not going to do multiplayer to start off with. For
Well,
some, I've heard a
you have
little
to.
birdie in my ears say many times, "Stop trying to design multiplayer games as your first game, you idiots."
Yeah, maybe not your first game.
Yeah, but I think it'd be fun to even just make like essentially the first like 5 minutes of one of those games, and then just like for
Yeah.
learning. And I think it would be fun to build because I feel like I could really, out of all the different games, one, I could do it all by myself, and then two, I feel like I really understand those games really well, and like that style of game that's so gameplay centric and so like just subtle feely stuff. And yeah, I feel like I could
So
knock it out of the
2D,
park. What
2D
I would
game.
want, I would really want to prioritize performance pretty heavily. And by pretty heavily, I mean very heavily. As in, I wanted to run on anything, and I would also like to be able to do a massive number of interactions per frame type of
Ooh.
thing. So, I guess
So
2D.
yeah,
I feel like
I'm putting.
Vampire Survivors and Hills of Torment, both 2D. There's another game coming out that is like the kind of the, I'm going to call it the evolution of these two games. It is called Death Must Die. There's a demo for it. It's coming soon. If you give it a look up on Steam, it is very pretty, but it is also definitely 2D. But it is like, it looks like somebody looked at Vampire Survivors, was like, this is dope. What if we do this with like a bit of a major, like a bigger company that has more resources to make this stuff look really, really good. Um, so I'm really excited for that game.
There's this
But
idea
anyways,
of
yeah.
I mean it's kind of a in-depth thing, but this idea of like the entity component system, like the new. I mean, I think it's specifically Unity's, but like this idea of a functional. It's like a completely different way of game dev that lets you do crazy performance. Um,
Really?
but
That would be
yeah,
interesting because whenever I play these games, all I can think of is all I want is mob density and like so many interactions and
like that would be.
calculations at a time. That
I'll send
seems,
you some
yeah.
links. That would be the way to go, but it is a
Hmm.
topic that okay, so it's super. It's not advanced. It is advanced, but it's different from how every other game dev does things. So it's like Vita's advanced, but I bet you if you learn that from the beginning, then
Yeah,
it's kind of
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, the other things I was thinking is like what I was thinking is making essentially, the first 30 seconds or 2 minutes of that game, there's just 10 skeletons on the screen and you've got one weapon that you're smacking them with. I was like,
Mm.
I'm gonna do that. And I feel like I could probably
yeah,
do
that's a
that in
good
like
start.
Godot and Python. Like just
Oh
do
yeah,
that.
oh yeah. So I was gonna suggest Godot. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's
pronounced Godot, by the way.
Godot, I swear. Godot. Godot.
Like
Yeah,
Godot.
that's what I was thinking, like doing the first, like building the 5-minute version of the game before it starts to get ridiculous.
I get you. I get
Um
you.
and then
Like
being
like the
like, do I want to
prototype,
code?
right? You do the
Yeah,
prototype and
prototyping
then you
and be
go
like,
in.
yeah.
Um,
And in there, get like the movement timing down and the interaction down and like some of that stuff.
yeah,
Um,
I was looking at. I'm still pretty in the Unity ecosystem, but
we were
like
talking
Godot
about me
added.
and Cade were talking about what engine would we really build it on, or what I really build it on.
Yeah, I would
Besides like
definitely recommend one
Unity.
of those. Unity or Godot. Unity has a nice ECS thing built in. I don't know if
Oh,
Godot
what?
has that. That's the stuff I was talking about. The really
Oh, I
high
was saying
optimization.
Godot just because like I feel like we've talked about it being really good for prototyping. So like I
Oh yeah,
spend the
yeah.
first like couple months in Godot, and then if I want to keep going on it, then it's like okay, Unity time.
Yeah.
Because Godot is also like Python. Is Unity also have Python? I'm guessing
So
it does.
Unity is all C sharp. That's but
Okay,
Godot
but like,
just
how hard would it be for me to learn C
it's not
sharp?
hard. It's the
Yeah,
same
okay.
thing. It's aesthetically
It's
Especially
just
figure figure it out.
if
yeah.
you don't like I told him to like don't just like spend a month learning C, just like how do you make a character move in C in Unity, and then just learn what you need to, and then pick it up from there.
I feel like I could do a
It,
weekend of crash course intro to C. You know,
Yeah.
like do
C sharp,
that and
but
then
yeah.
C sharp. Excuse me. Yeah, C sharp's pretty base level. This is pretty much as far as you can go without going to like, right?
You know, it's pretty high level actually. It's very much like Python. It has a lot of like
Oh, I thought it
helpers
was.
and stuff, which is nice. C is the low level. C sharp
It's
is
C sharp still
Microsoft's.
compiled, right? Or is it
It's
not?
it's like half. It's like it's an interpreted.
Yeah.
It's like Java.
Oh, okay.
You compile it for an interpreter, but it's nice and fast. That's what.
It's nice and
But I was
fast.
gonna say
Okay.
they just added like having full C sharp support in Godot for all the Unity devs, and it's apparently really good.
Hmm.
And it's the more performant way to use Godot as well. So you
Then
can
that
still
would be
learn
great
good
because
C
like
sharp while using Godot. Yeah,
yeah,
it's not.
like
Oh,
easier to transition. You know.
Mhm.
That's cool. Yeah, there's so many questions I have. Like how in my head I want to do. I mean, you said what did you call it? Entity streaming? Is that what you called it? No, we didn't.
Is entity components system.
Is it
Um,
just it's for dealing with interactions with like tons of
yeah,
different? I
it's
mean, I
literally
guess
for. It's
entities.
like you see like the example like here we have a million bees, and you see her how her machine is like bogging down
Right.
with their normal stuff. And here is the new crazy like data. That's what's called data oriented. Yeah, data oriented programming, and that's like the stuff that Overwatch does. Uh,
Right.
I'm butchering all the words, but like data driven games. So you have like here's now 15 billion games or 15 billion bees at real time now doing the same code. And it's like it's crazy performance games. It's insane. It's
Mm-hmm.
just literally relearning how to program, basically.
It's like a
So
different. I mean, it wouldn't matter for me.
yeah,
I don't know shit.
yeah, no,
But
right. That's what
but
I'm kind of
but
like, yeah, maybe.
yeah, I think I could see before getting into that, I could see doing something simple in Godot. I'm looking at this game, Death Must Die, and fuck, they've done such a good job visually. I don't know if you looked it up on Steam, but it's such the obvious like.
yeah,
Okay,
it
where
looks
do you
Mm,
cool.
think it looks like it's like okay, Vampire Survivors plus, but like now we have like a full art team that knows how to do good 2D pixel art graphics. Like this looks so pretty.
yeah, I kind of had that wonder, like, yeah, when is someone gonna make like
Yeah, that's what
the
I was waiting
high
for, and this
quality?
and it looks like this is that. Yeah.
What's the name again?
Death Must Die. There's a demo, um, but the game's not out yet.
Mm, fair enough, yeah. Cool, cool, cool.
Very cool. You should do it. Do it.
Yeah, we'll
I
be
thought,
with you
yeah,
all the way.
yeah, I think it'd be fun. Even if I,
And
yeah, just
all of us will be on our little game dev journeys.
Oh.
I think it'd be cool. This one, like, I was attracted to this because I feel like all the components, one, I'm intimately familiar with, and two, they're all simple as fuck. Like making a character walk from a top-down isometric camera, that seems pretty fucking simple. You know,
Yeah,
like that seems pretty brain dead to be able to do that, right? Like that's really easy. I don't have to do
yep.
jumping. Actually, I would totally add jumping. That would be so much fun. Oh no.
That'd be easy too, though, especially from the top down.
Yeah.
So just do a little
Yeah, it would
cheat.
just be actually I wouldn't really even need to have like actual interaction. It could just be animation stuff
Yeah,
with the sprite. It doesn't actually have to be doing anything. Um, but yeah, I think that would be fun.
very
I think
nice.
that would be cool.
I am excited for you.
I agree.
But
I agree.
yeah. So you guys talk about anything?
No, that's all we've done so far. Just Calvin ranted about
Dark Tide wanted to
Vermintide,
play
Dark Tide.
Vermintide with you guys. We talked about the strike briefly.
Yeah,
But,
I brought it like a little topic that I posted in my little
shoot.
pod topics area.
Mm-hmm.
That Mr. Beast video.
Yep.
Did you guys
What
see
Mr.
that?
Beast video?
He did
I
a
skimmed
video
it.
like dropping a train into a hole or whatever.
What?
Basically, he did a bunch of it. Look at the pod topics channel.
That
He
sounds
did a whole bunch
insane.
of crazy stuff. Yeah, it is insane, but he like added a lot of extra smoke elements. He like had visual effects enhancements to it, and it made it look pretty crap. And a lot of people thought the whole thing was fake, but you could like tell this is a plate, and then he just like added an extra like explosion element over it. And at the beginning, he just straight up like has a CGI train, just like.
Yeah.
But when he, it just kind of ruined it too. Like he like added smoke into the hole, like as if it was like smoking up the hole. There's a lot of this weird and who, for all I
There's a
know, it
lot
probably
of.
was like the visual effect guy's decision to do that, and probably wasn't even his. He just was
It's
like,
weird. Some of these shots are definitely very heavily comped, and then they cut between.
exactly. And then they have like there's some like there's like a shot where they shoot like a car over a bunch of stuff, and like some shots are a CG car, and then some shots are the real car. But I guess just to make like the edit work, it's like a I don't know. It's like a I, it almost feels like what you would do for like a fast movie exactly, but just done poorly. Where you have like the mixture of the the real stunts and the CG.
What the
You know what I
hell's with
mean?
the carpet? This is so fucking weird.
Yeah. I don't know. I felt like I've always thought that when you have, especially as like a YouTube channel, and everyone's critiquing Mr. Beast, who cares? But it just I say keep crazy stuff like that vanilla. That's more interesting, right? It kind of ruins it when you add all the
Yeah, it
extra.
seems so weird to go and spend all that money to do it like absolutely real. Then
Ruin it,
like,
like
eh,
make it look
yeah,
worse. Um, like you don't have like fast budget to have a team of people working on making the fixer up shots look good. I don't know. Because you could argue, even though there is controversy about that too, with like what stunts are real and fast and what aren't. But like you
Mm.
could still make an argument where like, oh, we really did this part though, and it's like okay, but and people know that some parts are CG just for the cut. So I'm willing to give that benefit of the doubt. It just looks really bad here. Um, but yeah, that's all I really brought. I saw that earlier. I was like, oh,
yeah,
it's a shame.
it's a weird choice.
Weird choice
Yeah, there's
indeed.
shots that are like that they're presenting as real. That it's like that's a comp. Like when the train at the end goes off into the hole. What the
Yeah, like
fuck?
there's one shot of the train where it's like kind of just moving towards it. Like, wait, why is that one? I don't know.
There's like some of these
It's
is like that's the most comp shadow I've ever seen, and then it cuts to what they're doing. Especially as they cut to the real plate of them actually doing it. So like,
yeah,
and it's so obvious that the previous shot was faked then because like all the
it just looks and then the camera shake that they add to like the
Yeah,
impacts.
right.
It's like what I don't want to see fake
also
camera shake
like
on top of.
they're doing interpolated slow mo. Do
I
they
saw
not
that.
have
Yeah,
phantoms? What
Yeah, I
the
saw that as
fuck?
well.
You're Mr. Beast. Do you not have like a few phantoms laying around?
that's actually a good point. Even you should actually have some slow motion cameras that expect. But
They're not even
mind
like
you,
interpolate. They're interpolating like to like a quarter speed. Not even like what? Oh, that's the most comped fucking.
uh, it's a bit compy. And that's the
Yeah,
part people
it's
are calling the whole thing CG. I mean, it's not. Oh, that kind
that's
of
so
bothered me. Everyone's,
funny.
but I'm like, I can tell it's compy, but it's not. It's not CG. It's definitely cops, but there's some parts you're like that explosion smoke. Is big.
Does it look like in the smoke and the explosion at the very end that like the plume on the left they just translate like animated up like the whole thing as it's going up? It just
Hold
looks
on, let
weird.
Which
me see
part?
this
Yeah, this
again.
is
Which
awful.
part?
This is a great thing to have on our.
Yeah, the very last, like on the far left of the hole, the explosion, like the very like as they're walking away. If you like step through it, you can see
Yeah,
like lines through it, and you can see where the background is through it. But then that
and the
just like
shadow.
matches up.
Look at the shadow on the left.
Wait,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah.
What's the time code?
At
I'm
the very end, the
the
last
very
shot.
very end, very
10
last
Like
shot.
20.
Oh yeah.
10:20.
I mean, yeah, that was I just kind of immediately wrote off. But let me see. I
Well, it
mean,
looks like
like,
there is some real explosions, but then they just like again like tweaked it for some reason.
and I'm
Also, like
pretty
for
sure
anything
some
that big,
shots. I'm pretty sure some shots of the hole are also just comped in.
yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if they just couldn't get back on set or something. Like the hole in the background where they're. It's
Weird.
just weird.
I think what's like if we just saw this in like a, on like another video where like they didn't put a train in the ground, it would be like, oh, just a YouTuber doing some like funky effect stuff. But like he has the money and he spent the money on to put an actual train in a hole. Like why not either just show the
Why
train in
not
the hole
shoot it
or pay
properly?
for it to
Yeah.
do the stuff you are adding to look good.
It sounds. I feel like he has like a visual effects supervisor or somebody that's just like, oh, we'll fix it in post, and they're just doing the we'll fix it in
Ooh,
post like
that
constantly.
that's probably true.
Yeah, and
But
they
I
don't know
also
what the
think,
fuck they're doing.
I bet you is that they went out and shot this, and they're like, this footage sucks.
Oh,
We need
yeah.
to make this more interesting. It's
Yeah,
never
we need
getting
to
views.
repair it. Yeah.
And then they were like, did this all after the fact. I could totally see that. They even probably
Yeah,
added
like
shots afterwards where they're out in the desert, like by the hole,
like,
yelling.
the shot where they add like the camera shake and the smoke. Like I'm sure they saw the train like fall in a hole and that was it. And they're like, well, we got to make that look heavy and cool. Then when we go out, we have to have like it's the constant impact and it's smoking now. It's like, well, no,
Uh,
kind of just just dropped a big metal thing in a hole.
I'm pretty sure there's shots of them. Oh, this is so confusing.
they probably painted out a lot of like safety people around too,
Mm.
because the place looks pretty bare around them.
There's like shots that I'm pretty sure have like comp stuff on them because stuff gets weird, like lack of shadow, like just weirdness, and I don't know
Yeah,
why. Like I don't know why they didn't just.
and it didn't match the blacks and a lot of stuff. Also, wait a second. Oh my gosh, I don't know why this is so obvious. It the hole goes from being in the forest to being in the field, so that's totally not in a forest, but like in a tree area. Look at this. When you look at the real shots of the train, it's definitely a different environment.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, they
no,
have a different
it's
hole, huh?
Like I didn't even. It's a complete different area.
yeah.
Yeah, so this is probably a salvaged video that they're like, we spent a lot of money on this. We need to turn
You
it
know
into
what? I
something.
think the hole was real. I
I
think
think the hole
they
was
made
initially
it look
real.
like cliffs and like nasty edges and stuff, and like it's stone and not just dirt or something.
I think it's real, but they
The
didn't have
camera
footage
keeps
of other
swapping from like,
angles.
yeah, the camera keeps swapping around, and the type of rock that's in it and all the color balancing keeps fucking
Yeah,
changing with
Yeah,
every
right.
like shot. This looks like this
like
looks
you
like
have
seven
them.
different
Yeah,
productions, and they from seven different movies have been edited together to show that it's all from like the same place. What a
Yeah,
weird decision.
yeah,
yeah, very weird, very
very
very weird.
weird.
Like in oh my god, what the fuck was that? Okay, go to like the train falling in.
Like
All of these shots have weird comp.
Yeah,
But
right.
then
Like,
go to like 953, the wide shot. There's something falling out of the
yeah.
bottom of the train. That's definitely a 2D element,
hmm.
right?
There's the other
um,
angle where I saw that falling as well. It looks like it's the
Oh, maybe
lead,
not. Maybe
but
not.
it
Maybe
does.
not.
I thought that even the front of the train in that shot, Calvin, looks. I don't know if it's just
I
like
think it's
the
because of the
retime.
warping.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's because of the time. Why are
but
they
then
retiming stuff? The fuck?
why wouldn't they use a
Fucking
Chronos? Like that's it's not even a good
yeah.
retime. It's
Why
not.
did they? Why are they using dog shit like After Effects '01 retimes? Why
um,
does the interior of the fucking hole keep changing what it is? There's literally
I
back to
totally
back
think
shots, and I think they've comped the inside of the hole to look like it's like scarier and cooler.
I I know they copied this at whole, but I almost think it's just because they literally didn't have that angle. I think they just didn't have an angle of that shot, and they wanted them to be standing next to it. Like a lot of these shots,
green screens.
a lot of these shots where that look the worst are like them going wow at the same time from a cool angle of the train. So I feel like they said, well, we need some footage of us doing that because we were actually told to stand 20 miles away during this event, and we couldn't.
The thing is, like, he's done good comp work in the past. Like the Squid Games video was okay. Like, some of those shots were pretty good looking. So it's like he's just cheaped out completely.
That's why I think this is a post.
Also, like some of these cameras that are in the hole, like if you go to 1010 or like that, it starts at like 1005. He's like it's out of focus. It's super low res. Like, why the fuck don't you have like 8K cameras in here? What's going on?
That next shot too, at 1013, just the green hole, and they got like another.
Okay, watch that section
you can see it, like,
at
extend
1013.
on the ground.
Just watch what the hole does while it's behind their heads as they cut. Every time they cut, the hole changes. Like when it.
Oh, it's red now. Now it's back.
Yeah, and then it's and the smoke levels change. Also, there's the final shot that we were talking about before. Why the fuck does a drone fly over their goddamn heads?
Because it's cool, Calvin.
They probably just didn't use that shot.
But why the fuck would you keep the drone? Like, if I look at that shot, the drone is like definitely something that can be easily taken out by anybody who does paint. But the it's. I've seen. This is like horrendous levels of editing.
It's a bit
really bad.
It's a bit not.
You know what? I think they really did do no, that shadow looks like shit. I don't know.
I think there is a real.
They did explosions earlier. They probably just repurposed it. Yeah.
Confusing.
Yeah, there's edges on it too.
Also, like, talk about just like a complete high energy, nonstop slop of just content.
I think it's because I know, right? It's the TikTok. Like, I feel like they made it to be like any moment of this video has to be TikTokable.
Yeah.
What a weird. Yeah. And why is he so photoshopped on his face? It's getting worse. Oh my god, it's the same fucking face in every god. He makes the same fucking. What the hell? His last thumbnails. Like 1, 2. I'm pretty sure it's the same fucking eyes in some of them. Why?
It's the Mr. Beast face.
What the fuck?
Also,
he's so weird looking. I feel like I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
There's definitely a. I also think it's weird that when he blew up the wall, you get this like feeling that there's. I'm sure they hired a bunch of safety people or whatever, but you get this feeling that there's like nobody else around except them, with like 20 tons of TNT. Like
That's because probably anyone professional they've reached out to, I bet 3 things happened. 1, they were like, sure, we can do this in like 2 years. 2, they were like, you need permits. And 3, they were like, you have to do all these safety things. I bet you money that's what happened.
I bet you I'm saying I think they just like they're not in the video at whatsoever. You know what I mean? Like you don't even see a presence of like I would be surprised if they didn't have like a team of like even like ambulances around or something.
Right.
If they didn't, I'd be like really stupid in my head. I'm pretty sure like going off what he did with the Squid Game, how everyone had all those safety people. I'm like maybe they did the same here, but.
I also know the Squid Game video was jank as fuck from a bunch of people that worked on it. They were just like I feel like he gets YouTubers to do a lot of his work. As in, like,
the visual effects guys were YouTubers.
And like the guys that did all the practical work were also YouTubers. And YouTubers don't know how much money to charge. So they were like, yeah, we charged like 15 grand for all the squibs and the squib systems and all of that in Squid Game. And it was like 15 grand for like 400 squib remote setups. Are you insane? That's nothing. So it's like, I feel like Mr. Beast is very much like he might not know himself, but it's like, bro, you know how much this shit. And he brags about like, I can do this stuff for like so cheap. It's like, yeah, dude, because you're ripping off a bunch of people that don't know any better. Like, I bet you money if he tried to actually do something that looked good, he would just, none of those people would. Yeah, well, he would just be like, oh, this does cost fucking, however much. Like if he goes to Weta and is like, "Hey, 50 grand for a full CG character," they're gonna be like, you know, I need
He
10
probably also
minutes
there's
of.
probably also a mix of him knowing that he doesn't need to. 'Cause, I mean, he's still
Yeah, no, he
Yeah,
doesn't need
because
to, but
we
at the
all
same time,
break on
like,
this video, but this video is sitting at what, like 80 million views right now.
65
yeah,
million.
yeah, yeah.
Let's see, 65 million
65
views in
million.
3 days.
Yeah.
So he knows that it's working. It's fine.
Yeah.
The system isn't broken yet. He hasn't fallen off like DreamWorks yet.
Like, why is the first shot of the train? Why is that CG?
Is it? Oh, let me see the first shot. Let's see. I'm
I
guessing
don't
it's
mind the
all.
first shot of him being in front of it, him being green screened in. That's fine.
Where the first
Why
shot?
is the
Which one?
train? The black holes are the literally opening shot of the. What do you mean? Which one? The opening shot.
Because
And
I'm
then the
skimming
camera
through.
does like this crazy pan, and then it stays full CG
Wait,
or something.
He's talking like at the
Go
very
to the
start of
first
video.
shot. What do you? Why?
I
I'm
don't
getting
know
so
that. I
mad
want
that
the
you're
time
struggling
code.
with
I want
this.
the time code.
0, 0, 0, 0, 0,
Oh, you're
0,
talking
0,
about.
0. The
Okay, I'm
first
still
shot.
at the end of the train section. Okay, at the end of the video. Okay, I'm going
I
to the
want to
beginning of the
fight you.
video. Fine. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, this one.
It
Yeah.
made me so mad, Kari. But like, why is the train? Why is the hole all fake? Why are those train tracks are fucking huge? By the way, like they're the size of the trees. Like especially on the screen left. What the fuck
I
is
think
going
this.
on?
I
I,
don't know.
I
This is actually something. Hey, we should actually just compare this hole you see in the clearly CG shot to like the hole in the in shots, right? Because you could probably see the same details there.
like the
Um,
opening shot, like you can forgive like whatever they haven't done it yet or whatever, and then to get you in the videos. All right, cool. Yep, they
Yeah,
did
but
see
like,
Yeah.
why
very
not
figurative.
use the actual footage? I don't mind the beginning part of the beginning shot, but the B side, why not use the actual footage of the train being able to go off, unless it looks like
honestly, I
shit?
do agree with you, Calvin. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like I
that's a
do
good
Why
thought
point.
not?
I was like I'm not interested in seeing the video by seeing a CG version of what's going to
Yeah,
happen. I'd
why
rather
not?
I don't know.
I don't know if it's full CG. It looks con. I mean, we're calling it CG. Fireworks in
I
this
mean, the
house. Like,
plane. I mean, look at that smoke sim. That's that's that looks.
the firework house stuff looks all fine.
I wonder if this is like Unreal or Blender or something.
Unreal.
Oh my gosh, I can't stand this editing.
And the color, whoever their colorist is should be fired. And their editor.
I don't think they have a colorist. I think it's just
Oh
editors.
god, they
Yeah.
probably don't.
I mean, I would say
Every
that's
now
fair.
and
A
then
lot of
there'll be like
YouTubers
3 or 4
don't have.
shots. Like, yeah, but Mr. Beast is not doing YouTube. Like
Uh,
this is like a Discovery Channel. Like, you know, this feels like
it's definitely like something that you're probably subconsciously directly comparing to MythBusters, which probably had
this
Right.
is
lower
this
budget
video
to it.
is very but I bet you
Yeah.
should have a lower budget. Yeah. Yeah. See, like if you look at the shot at like 235 the wide, that looks okay.
235.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a real shot. And you could like, well, let me compare the whole thing. I'm gonna compare the whole to the beginning one.
They seem to do a lot of push-ins in post, which I don't hate, but they shoot with dog shit lenses, dog shit pullers, focus pullers, and I don't think they're shooting at like 8K. So like they push in on 1080p, like it looks like shit.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. Like there'll be a bunch of shots that look fine and look good and professional. Then there'll be one that looks insane and the color's fucked and the focus is fucked and the camera's bad.
Yeah. Anyways, this is a lot of visual stuff for a
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Like,
Mr. Beast, get it together, bro.
Kate
Watch the
put all on
YouTube
screen,
video.
highly edited. Every time we say a time code, Kate put a video clip.
I mean, I've just been
Yeah.
sharing my screen. You could, if you want to see
Okay.
it, go to the YouTube
Oh,
video.
boo, man. I want you to do work. All right.
I'm doing the work. I do all the work.
Yeah, Carly, don't start doing like, "Hey, you don't do enough work. I gotta make you do more." No. That's not gonna. Oh, we don't do that.
Thanks for
What
joining
else?
us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.